Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha Hari Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahavi Karavavahi Tejaspina Bhetamastu Ma Vidvishavahi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, yesterday we saw in the Shakta Upaya, he said very clearly, no, that is an Ana Upaya, right? Ana Upaya which leads to Shambha Upaya. There he said, Nirvikalpam Manakritva Bhrukshepa Setuna. Bhrukshepa Setuna. So there I came across some interpretation where Bhrukshepa Setuna is explained as a system which is a lost teaching. Here, because he says Guru Upadesha Yuktya, in the method as said by the Guru, as taught by the Guru. So, taking this word, some people interpret it as a teaching which is lost because it's trained. It is a knowledge which is transferred from the Guru to the disciple, not through any textbook, not through commentaries. So, thinking that there are so many secret things which are explained very clearly, but still some people interpret it in this way, but that is a problem, because if you understand it like that, it's an esoteric technique which needs to be only explained, then you will lose trust in that Upadesha, that Dharana. When you lose interest in that Dharana, then what happens is gradually you will start doubting the other Dharanas also. So, we have to understand what Bhrukshepa Setuna means. It is not some esoteric technique. As Guru Upadesha Yuktya, as the Guru teaches you. Because there is a system where you should have to meditate on the Kundalini there. There is a system which was said where you have to meditate on the Prana there. There is also a system which your Guru can teach, which is like Japa. See, we say when you do Japa, you have to focus on your heart. But there are some people, in some ways, you can focus on your forehead or in your eyebrow center of the eyebrow. So, when you focus there also, the mind stills. So, like that, there are so many other possibilities there. That is what is said. Whatever your Guru teaches you, use that logic there. Not choose any of them which you find, which you fancy. Okay, so that's the idea. So next he says, śikipakṣaiścitrarūpairmaṇḍalaiḥ śūnyapañcakam dhyāyato'nuttare śūnye praveśo hṛdaye bhavet. śikipakṣaiः चित्ररूपैः śūnyapañcakam dhyāyatah anuttare śūnye praveśah hṛdaye bhavet. Anuttare śūnye. Anuttara is a word which was explained as Shiva. Earlier we saw Anuttara Bhairava. Anuttara in that Bhairava, in that Śūnya means he is referred to as Śūnya. Why? Because there is no effect. There is no karya. Okay? There is no, other than cause, there is no causation. Therefore, he is called as a Śūnya. So, Bhairava, praveśo, you will enter, you will merge, you will gain identification with in your heart. hṛdaye bhavet, in your heart, you will gain the identification with that Bhairava. For whom? śūnyapañcakam dhyāyatah. One who meditates on the śūnyapañcaka, one who meditates on the 5 voids. Okay, just take it like that. Now, śikipakṣaiścitrarūpairmaṇḍalaiḥ, that which is as colorful as a peacock's feather. So, if you meditate on that colorful world, then in the form of śūnyapañcaka, void of the 5 voids, then you will be established in that. Now we will understand each word. Generally speaking, this is what is the meaning. But what does he mean by śikipakṣa? śikipakṣa means the peacock, of course. śikipakṣaiścitrarūpairmaṇḍalaiḥ. So, like the different colors which you see in the paksha is the tail. Tail is the one which stabilizes its stand. For us, it is leg. For the birds, it is the tail. If its tail is not proper, then it cannot stand or fly properly. So, that is why in Taittiriya Upanishads, Brahma Pucham Pratishtha, Mahat Pucham Pratishtha, etc. Pucham means the tail. Pratishtha means establishments, that which gives you the state of rootedness, being stable. So now Chitrarūpaihi of multiple varied colors. Mandalaihi. Mandalaihi means it can be the form of a drawing. See, when you draw mandala, we hear only the mandalas of Buddhist, where it is a black and white painting, black and white art. But mandalas in Hinduism is in Tantra is a colorful representation of the idea. A drawing with colorful representation. But the colorful representation also has a standard. You have to use green or yellow or red. These are the standard colors which we use, and we present it there. There is a rule there. Anyway, point is, this mandala can also mean that the colorful representation, which is like the peacock's feather, or manda. The word manda means the water which you remove after the starch water, after you boil the rice or soup. Starch water, the soup. Some people, they throw it away. Some people add salt and drink it also. So that is a manda. Manda means essence. Mandam, saram, lantiti, that which brings the essence out. Sense organs. Okay. So you have a peacock feather. What is the color of peacock feather? You can't say that it's black in the center, a little dark blue, then there is a dark green and the light green, multiple colors. But when you put it all together, you will see a beautiful eye in the center and varied colors. Eye inside a eye, inside a eye, inside a eye, that kind of beautiful representation. The thing is, you take one feather leaf out of it, what happens is you only see a mix of colors, very odd. But when you see in collective, it gives you a mandala, it gives you a painting. That's what he says. So seeing the objects devoid of its existence. That is why later he says, Chitrameta śūnyameva. Whatever the multiple varied things which you see, the objects which you see, they are non-existent. They are like a Gandharva Nagara Tulyam. This Chitra Bheda, this duality is a Gandharva Nagara Tulyam. It's like a cloud in the sky in the castle. Castle in the sky. Castle in the sky. Okay. Now, how do we see that? See, the objects you see, perceive, they have no existence other than the sense organ or the tanmatras, we call it. Tanmatras means the basal element, the atoms. Either you see it as atom or you see it as the sense organs. Because if your sense organs are very good, whatever objects you see as it as it is. If it is not that good, then you see a different thing, right? So it boils down to either sense organ, the 5 sense organs, or the atoms. See, the atoms come together, the 5 atoms. That's what the science also accepts, the logicians also accept. The 5 atoms or the 4 atoms, they come together in a different mixture, they become water. In a different mixture, they become earth. In a different mixture, they become something that destroys the water or the earth. Can be anything. They are basically the atoms, the elements. The other than the elements, there is no existence. So, able to perceive the elements, nothing other than the elements. So, what happens is a dhyāyataha, person who meditates on that. There is nothing in this form. There is only the subtle substance elements or the sense organs. When that is understood, anuttare śūnye. In that anuttara śūnye, anuttara was explained as a bhairava earlier, I said, and paramakasha or the paraprakasha or bhairava rupa. In that bhairava rupa, praveśo, he enters. Enters means he gets established, identified with that supreme state. Means he remembers that his inherent nature is of bhairava. So, samaveshaha, that is the merging we talk about. This is a śikipakṣaistitrarūpairmaṇḍalaiḥ because it is not simple for everyone. Therefore, this is a śikipakṣaistitrarūpairmaṇḍalaiḥ. Now, next is īdṛśena krameṇaiva yatra kutrāpi cintanā śūnye kuḍye pare pātre svayaṃ līnā varapradā. īdṛśena krameṇaiva yatra kutrāpi cintanā śūnye kuḍye pare pātre svayaṃ līnā varapradā. īdṛśena krameṇaiva, in the sequence, yatra kutrāpi cintanā, when you meditate wherever, whether it is a void or it is a wall or it is a very good seeker or established one. Svayaṃ līnā varapradā, he merges in that bhairava and becomes a bestower of boons. Varapradā means bestower of boons. Bhairava is bestower of boons, right? So he becomes that. īdṛśena eva. īdṛśena eva means īdṛśena eva means which one? Not just the previous shloka. īdṛśa means normally in this way. In this way means just whatever I said. Don't you remember? No, whatever we said, either it is the prana, meditation on prana, or the meditation on the the kundalini, like from janma the mūladhara to the kanda to the nabi to the. It can be for a ānaupāya disciple, for a person who needs to work. There is this slow way of climbing up. Slow way means he starts with effort, mūladhara, goes to the kanda, then to the nabi, and puts a lot of effort to push it to the heart. And then from there, lot of effort to the throat. Then from there, the eyebrow. So, the center of eyebrow. So, there is a lot of effort from the third chakra. Till the third chakra itself, there is a lot of effort. But for a śikipakṣaistitrarūpairmaṇḍalaiḥ person, this is not necessary. He starts from the first to the dvādashanta, this is 12th, not the ultimate dvādashanta. 12th, the third place. One, he starts from mūladhara, dvādashanta. The 12 inches, 12 fingers distance is a nabi. From there, he goes to the heart, 12 distance finger distance. Then from there, he goes to the throat. From there, 12 distance, his eyebrow center. So, he can fast pace the travel. For Shambhu-upāya, even this is not needed. He starts with mūladhara, the guru initiates, gone. He goes beyond the dvādashanta. He gains identity with the bhairava immediately. That upadesha itself is enough for him. Okay. Now, the thing is, this person, īdṛśena, in this said way, can be prana, matching the prana, watching the prana, matching the prana, can be the matching, sending the kundalini up, whichever. So, yatra kutrāpi cintanā, wherever he meditates, this should be carefully analyzed. It's not wherever you meditate, you can meditate in anything. Then, everything becomes an object of meditation. The whole world becomes an object of meditation. Though that is to be so, but not for you. Why? See, if you invite someone, that person is a very good person. He does not hold any grudges. He does not take anything bad. But still, can you abuse him using words? Oh, this fellow is an idiot. He doesn't mind, okay? He doesn't mind calling him an idiot. You can't say that. You invite a deity, you cannot just say, okay, God means this everything is God's. So I'll throw this dust or this whatever objects in the dustbin also in the fire pit. You can't do that. So similarly, here also you should have to choose the best for on which you are meditating. So what is that you want to meditate upon? Svayaṃ, in oneself. Śūnye, in the void. In the void means where there is no causation, only the cause remains there. Or kuḍye, in a wall, focus on a wall. Or pare, pātre. Pātre means an object. Pare, pātre means a supreme great object. Means here we are talking about a person, one who has a very pure heart. One who is an accomplished person. Pare means supreme, accomplished person. We are not talking about a person meditating on a person who has no control. This person has control over prana or control over kundalini, etc. That kind of person we are talking about. It is not that okay, you can meditate on a good disciple. Okay, what are you doing? I'm trying to focus on his kundalini, raising his kundalini. You should not work on his kundalini. You should have to work on your kundalini or your prana. So what do you have to do? Not focus on one level, two level or anything. You have to focus on that person, that object. That's all. Like when we pare, pātre, we have the picture of the guru or image of the guru in front of us and meditate on that. What happens? Your focus is fixed on that form. Therefore, what happens? Naturally, this prana rises or the kundalini rises, whichever you want to say. Listen. So, that is pare, pātre. So, when you do that, svayaṃ, līnā, through this meditation, what happens is when you practice this for a long time, ahārnisham, he says, day and night. When you practice this continuously, then he merges, means he becomes devoid of the dhyāya, the object of meditation. Or you can say, the bhokta ceases to exist and the bhogya remains. Meaning the experiencer ceases to exist and only the experience remains. The experienced, which is the experience, bhairava, of the nature of experience. Only he remains. So, meaning gaining identification that I am in that form. So that is what is said here. He says, he is giving an example from some quote from some tantra. Sarvo tirnam rupam sopamana padakrameṇa samśrayatah paratattvarūdhi labhe paryanto shivamayo bhavah. Sarvo tirnam rupam. By alighting the staircases, by sequentially going higher into the higher level, sopadana in sequential order, samshrayata, when he approaches the final stage, paratattvarūdhi labhe, and becomes established. Rudhi means established, labhe gains the establishment in that paratattva, in that supreme state beyond the vyapini, paryantah. Then what happens is Shivamayo bhava, he gains the state of Shiva, being the state, identified with the state of Shiva. Okay, now that is why wherever you want to meditate does not mean you can meditate on anything. You have to meditate on a thing that which is respectable. That is the idea. Then he says, Yasmat sarvamayo jivaha, from Sri Spande. In Spandakarika, it is said, Yasmat sarvamayo jivaha sarvabhava samudbhavat tatsarv samvedana rupena tadatnya pratipattitah dutena shabdartha cintāsu na sa avastha na ya shivaha bhoktaiva bhogya bhavena sada sarvatra samsita iti va yasya samvittihi kridatpena akhilam jagat sampashyan satatam yuktah jayamukto na samshayah yasmat saramayo jiva. Jiva is omnipresent. That is what his nature is, but he doesn't understand that. But when he understands that sarvabhava samudbhavat, when he meditates on that omnipresent and gains that state of being omnipresent, then tat samvedana rupena, in that form of experience or knowledge, tādatmya pratipatta, he gains the tādatmya identification. When he identifies himself with that knowledge, that experiencer state, then tena shabdat cintasu nat savastha, he is not getting involved in the word objects, word meanings, word and meaning, whatever it may be, because that is the state of Shiva. So there bhokta eva bhogya bhavena sada sarvatra sanstha, only the experiencer remains in the form of experienced. That knowledge, samvithi, this is the, when he gains this knowledge, that kridatpena akhilam jagat sampashan, he sees the whole world as a play, as an act of play, līnā. Then yuktaha, he is one who is yukta, yoga yukta, he is established in the yoga. Jayamukto na samshaya, he is jayamukta, he is liberated while alive, there is no doubt. Okay, so focus on anything which is worth focusing. So this is a āṇa upaya, because he is allowing you to meditate on anything worth meditating upon. So this is āṇa upaya, your effort is there. Okay, we will see this. Om purnamadah purnamidam purnat purnamudachyate purnasya purnamadaya purnameva vashishyate. Om shanti shanti shanti.